And Amma.
And today we are reviewing the Courtship.
We are on a roll.
Yes. But we invite you guys to like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment
down below. But we're gonna get right into it.
Yes. So the parents returned.
Yes, they did.
And they decided to have this dinner where, of course, they were told that Mr. Nasir was a person who was new. They were told that she did not choose anybody. Mr. Bokikyo was very upset about that. He wanted her to have chosen someone.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't like all these people there. Anyhow, at the dinner...
Is his name Danny?
Yeah, Danny.
Oh.
At the dinner, they had decided that, my first boyfriend I ever had in my life when I was 8. My first crush, his name was Daddy. I was so in love with Daddy. Anywho, but
we digress.
I know.
But yeah.
So anyhow, she was supposed to choose
someone to go home. She chose
4
nobody.
People. No, at the dinner, she was going to choose a few guys.
The parents came back.
Right,
the parents are back in town.
So they had dinner with the parents, and at the dinner, they were going to announce 4 people. I don't know how many, but they were going to announce people who were going to join her for another little after party
with Tessa. Why the hell are you going to take Tessa?
And at the dinner, Mr. Mumbre sat next to Tessa again. I am telling you, people.
Oh my God, and then it's like the Brits were going at it back and forth or whatever, right? And he had interrupted Remy talking to Nasir or whatever, and Tessa was all annoyed.
Mr. Mumbre.
Yeah.
He interrupted because Mr. Nasir was sitting right next to Miss Remy.
Yeah.
Remember, Mr. Mumbre has said that Mr. Nasir, the new guy, stole his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because they are in the same London circles. And he said he's a guy who goes around stealing people's girlfriends. And he has stolen his girlfriend before.
Yes.
Okay. And remember, he had done the one-up. Mr. Nasir had done the one-up of Mr. Mumbre. Because remember, he bought that loaf of lemon bread. And Mr. Nasir bought a whole
It was
cake.
Lemon cake with drizzle on top. Marzipan. It's very lovely.
So, anywho. So she ended up, so her father gets up to make a toast. Mr. Combs decided that he gonna get up and interrupt the toast. And then he couldn't even make a proper toast. So then he sit his tail back down.
The embarrassment.
And then the father asked Mr. Nasir to get up and make a toast. And Mr. Nasir break out in French to impress the father. The father really liked that.
Yeah.
So, in the end, they ended up choosing Mr. Mumbre, Mr. Nasir, Danny Bokikyo, and I think Mr. Hunter. Those were the 4 guys that they chose to go to the, for that little after party. And she went with Tessa. And once again, Mr. Mumbre, when they're sitting on the floor, he sat next to Tessa.
Yeah. But also, I just want to say, so Mr. Chapman... You didn't say anything about Mr. Chapman, did you?
He was there too.
Mr. Chapman was talking to the brother.
It wasn't Mr. Hunter, it was Mr. Chapman.
Mr. Chapman was talking to the brother.
Chose, yes,
Mr. Chapman was talking to the brother, and he actually said, I have a fear of commitment, because the thing is, he said, me being on this show is the longest I've been
in
at one place. No, in one place.
Oh, yeah.
In one place in his life. So he said, I have like another tour right around the corner. Like, I just get up in my van and I go. Why this was the person you decided to sleep with, only you and God know. And I'm praying that clarity come to you. Because she was like, anyway, we're going to talk about how she was confused about how he didn't want commitment. Yeah. Oh, that was at the party. Yeah, so you talked about the party and everything, right? Like the dinner. And then they chose 4 people.
Yes. And he was one of them. It wasn't Mr. Hunter, it was Mr. Chapman that went.
It was Chapman, Nasir,
Mumbre, and Bokikyo.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still ain't checking for Bokikyo. I don't really think he likes her like that.
I know he has never liked her. He's only showing this extra interest because of Mr. Nasir.
Yeah, it might be this, like he's not he wasn't serious really from the beginning. Like I just feel like he is very controlling.
Yeah.
And like he's just only doing it for competition reasons.
That's
like,
all.
it just doesn't seem genuine. Like,
Yeah.
you want to step up to the plate when a man is showing interest.
Yeah.
Why don't you just stay stepping up and so that she never forgets you? Like,
Yeah.
why do you have to do that after somebody else shows her interest?
Yeah.
And then you were like, oh, I don't even want to apologize to your brother. But then when a new
Mr.
guy comes
Nasir
in,
shows
you
up,
want to go now and then.
oh,
Like, you didn't
let
even
me go.
apologize for
No.
real though.
He didn't.
So I'm just like, boy, bye. Like, he's
Yeah.
not serious. He's not for her. I'm not rooting for him.
No, not
Like,
at all. For some
there's
reason,
nobody
the sister
here.
loves him, and she loves him. Why?
Only
she
they
knows.
know.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot say there's somebody here who is genuine there for Nicole.
You
Like,
know
I
what it
can't.
is?
I'm not rooting for anybody. I was
You know
rooting for
who
Mr.
I
Combs,
like?
but he is all over the place.
Well, you know who I like for her, who I think genuinely likes her? Mr. Hunter.
Who?
Mr. Hunter.
I don't know
He
who that is.
is the one who genuinely likes her. And he has been the one who has always been very respectful to the parents. You will not remember him. He's one of those guys you will never remember.
Like Zach?
He stays, kind of.
Well,
He
I
stays
didn't
in
know
the
Zach.
background. He stays in the background. He's very kind to everybody. He has very kind eyes. That's what I liked about him from the very beginning when I first saw him.
Mhm.
But, he's very quiet. He actually reminds me of my best friend. Like just one of my best friends. Because the women will just kill me. I have a male best friend and I have, some female best friends. But he reminds me of my male best friend. Just that quiet, calm. Kind of in the background. You're always there. You're always like that person who's always there for you.
Yeah.
Will always be there for you.
Right.
But yeah, Mr. Hunter, that's the only one. I kind of feel like I'm forgetting. Mr. Holland was there too, but I just felt as though he was quite thirsty and she wasn't feeling him like that.
I mean, he comes on too strong.
yeah,
Thing
I
is,
just
you already know she's not interested in
kind
her.
of felt, too desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's talk about the little thing that was going on with them after the after party or whatever.
At the after party, they had to be like a kitten.
Which I
Some
thought was
weird
very
stuff.
weird. They were doing these
upper
weird
societies.
questions.
They always have some odd things.
Well, they do a lot
that
of
they
stuff
do
there.
to embarrass. Like, it's part of the stuff that they do. Like, they do things like a roast or whatever to either tease people or to embarrass someone or to disgrace someone. And when you're part of that community, it's like you have to take it. And
Yeah.
they do things to kind of like, they do these dare things. Sometimes it has like a lot of sexual things or sexual undertones. Sometimes it can be very exploitive, but that's how a lot of people in these upper societies. That's just how they roll.
Well, let me tell you something though. But they were what they doing like
And
little
it just
games.
seems like, and then you had Mr. Nasir come to Mr. Mumbre, and that whole thing was odd. Okay, I was just like, something. It seems like you all have played this before.
Yeah.
Okay, and then he was rubbing his face. I was just like, thank God that he spent too long doing that, because it always makes me uncomfortable, because some of those things can be very exploitive. And even when you feel exploited or abused or whatever, it's like it's part of their culture. And I'm talking about like upper society culture, to kind of you just accept it and don't say anything, don't report it.
Yeah.
Miss me with that mess.
Exactly.
Miss me with that mess. You ain't got nothing. I just think it's a very classless thing, but you will find a lot of these things in these kinds of, highbrow societies.
Yeah.
And it has always annoyed me.
Yeah. But, well, it's very interesting. And just to back up on what you had just said, well, to piggyback, they were asking questions or whatever, stuff like that, and they asked, we were playing Never Have I Ever. And Tessa asked, Never Have I Ever, that girl Remy asked, Never Have I Ever had a menage a trois. And guess who had? Both of the British.
The guys, right?
Yes, both of them did.
Yeah, it wasn't Mr. Chapman too part of that, or no?
No.
Okay.
Well, I didn't see him.
And then they asked about the commitment.
Yeah.
Never have I ever wanted a commitment or something.
Yeah, something like that. And he drank.
He was the only one.
And he looked her in her eye.
Yeah, he doesn't want a commitment.
Yeah, and he basically was like, my thing is, I'm not ready for a commitment or something like that. And,
you
I'm
not
happy.
Have slept with her, right?
Well, she should not have been available. Let's start there.
Oh, yeah, she really should have.
I mean, because it's just, like, ridiculous. This man has not given you anything. And you just...
Well, he showed up in her boudoir.
Yeah, that's a red flag. I would have been like, please get your ass out. This is my bedroom. I did not invite you.
With her breakfast. And she just felt as though he was making an overture.
No, I'm sorry. That is a sign of disrespect. How are you going to come? A man who likes you is not going to overstep his bounds. He's going to be a little scared to even try to cross a line. Actually, he won't even look at the line. He'll look left and not look at the line. So the fact that he came into your boudoir, got right into the bed with you, he was already letting you know this is exactly where our relationship is going. And I know I'm fine, so I know you thinking the same thing I'm thinking.
And Miss
Let's
Nicole
knock the
she was just as cheesy.
Like and then she was like, and then
but you know something. I don't know. Allegedly.
No, she said that we were intimate. She said they were intimate.
I did not hear. Allegedly.
No, listen, y'all.
It happened. I'm not sure.
Listen.
They may have stayed up all night talking. I give my sister and
that's
a woman.
I will
always give a woman the benefit of the doubt.
She already exposed herself.
You guys
listen,
let
y'all,
us know in the comments.
Okay, like
what you believe happened.
If you guys heard her say that we were intimate, then say yes, Miriam, you were correct. Okay, but she said, but the thing is, I'm like, girl,
if
why?
Allegedly,
but she was in the confession.
Yes, Amma in the comments. Oh God. Okay.
No, but what happened was, so she was in the confessional, and she was like, the fact that he's saying that he's afraid of commitment, like, I'm confused. Like, we were intimate. That's what she said in the confessional.
Okay,
yes.
We have not, is that for next week?
No, it's not for next week. This
she already
episode.
said it. Oh, really?
It was episode 8.
Oh, I didn't hear
that.
But
yeah, so she was like, we were intimate, so I'm just confused as to how he's saying this to me now.
Mm-hmm.
You're confused. You're confused. What man has ever said? Anyway, there are very rare cases that a man has wanted commitment after sleep with somebody and it lasts. But 90% of the time, you give a man what he wants. He's not checking for you. So why would he check for you, Nicole? How are you confused? You're confused. You are a grown woman. I'm sure you have slept with other people before, and this may have happened to you before. So let's not act confused. You're confused? Really? You're confused? I'm confused that you think that you're confused and that you're confused because he said that he don't want commitment. How are you confused? I'm confused that you're confused. Make it make sense.
She confused that
you confused.
Because we see it quite
clearly. That's why you should not have had him in your boudoir. You should not have done all this. Yes, you want to do a modern, but my thing is, girl, modern dating has done nothing for women. How many women are out here single and still waiting to be married, doing modern dating? Has it worked for y'all? Oh, let me know in the comment section, has it worked for you? Because it damn sure hasn't worked for me. So, I mean, hot mess. But what else happened?
So then they went out. Then they went out for like they were going to go shoot do some target practice, I guess. And come to find out, the mother is she used to be in the military.
That girl was like,
she could really, really fire some stuff. It was something else, and Mr. Coles.
He had his legs crossed.
No, his legs were not crossed.
It was like this. Like he was scared.
He was like, I will like her as a mother-in-law.
But you said he had something to tell Nicole. And you actually called it before he even said it, which is scary.
It was kind of in the way that anyway.
Well, he said, I have something to confess to Nicole. I need to tell her something. Turns out that he is sexually fluid.
He's sexually fluid, and apparently
I was rooting for you.
But my thing was this. You see, what I don't understand is this. And
I have an issue.
This is the thing. right now you're going to be in a monogamous relationship, because even if you're sexually fluid, you're still about monogamy, right? So you're still with the one partner. So that's what I understand it to be. And if I'm wrong, write that down in the comments. But so I don't see the reason why you actually have to tell anyone that you are sexually fluid.
You better tell me that you are sexually fluid. What?
Is that something to say?
Mom, let's not
No,
sit
no, no,
here.
no, wait. The reason why I say that is this. The reason why I'm asking is this. Right now, you're going to be in a relationship with me, right? We're going to be in a committed relationship. We want this to go for marriage. Obviously, you're going to be with me. So it's kind of like when you bring it up, it's almost, I don't understand. Do you bring it up because are you not going to be in a monogamy?
Mom,
I
he's
just
probably
wonder.
either, it's one of two things. Either, because the thing is, he's like, because he did tell her that, I am sexually fluid or whatever, but the thing is, right now, I'm really feeling you and that you could be my soulmate and everything, but, there might be a guy out there who could be my soulmate.
Yes.
My thing is, there's
So that
nothing
means
wrong
he's
with being
not-
gay. There's nothing
So,
wrong with being
okay,
sexually fluid.
listen.
But personally, I do not have to want to worry about my man not only looking at other women, but looking at men, people who are trans, every other gender. So I have to worry about every single body. Every single person is a victim.
What he tells me from what he told her is this. What he tells me is that he is not ready.
He's not ready.
He's
so
not.
Either he wants
Because
to tell
right
her that
now
is
you
that because
like me,
that
but-
this is something temporary. That one, this is
Exactly.
something temporary, or two, I want to
Exactly.
introduce this type of life into the bedroom.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
And that was why I'm asking, why did he feel the need to tell her? Because he's not about monogamy. That's where it comes from. And you say that because I have listened to people who are sexually fluid. I've listened to them, and what I get from what they've said is that does not mean that we're promiscuous. That doesn't mean that we have more than one lover because we're sexually fluid. So she wants marriage at the end of this because that's why you're doing the courtship. Okay? So if you're going to marry her, right?
Yeah.
That takes away whatever else you did in the past.
No.
Because you're not going to go
No.
and be with somebody else now.
No,
But
it
the
actually
fact
is very important because the thing is, when you're getting married, I'm not saying you have to let me know everybody you had sex with and everything like that. But if you are sexually fluid, you should let me know that because some people don't want to be with somebody who's been sexually fluid.
Okay.
Some people
And
want
that's
somebody
fine.
who has been like that.
But it shows
also,
me that...
because even when you get
Yeah.
married, you have to take HIV tests, you have to take blood tests, you have to take all that stuff so that you're not taking anything and transferring it to
No,
me.
I understand all of that, but what I'm saying is this. This guy, Mr. Combs,
You have to tell somebody your
he
sexual
is
history.
not serious.
Yeah, of
He
course
is
not.
not serious about her, and that's what he showed. Because he's saying to her, just what you said, today you may be my soulmate,
But
but
it might be-
tomorrow I may meet a dude who I now like. So
And
he's
that's my
not
issue.
about any long-term
Yeah.
soulmate thing with you. He's not the one. This is what I am saying.
Yeah, and that's my
So
thing
just
with Nicole.
miss me with your sexual fluid. It felt to me that he was using that
As
an excuse
Yes.
to let her know that
There's gonna be other people
There's
in
going to
the
be
future.
other people.
You will not
Because
be the
if
only
you're
one.
going to be committed to her, and this is who you found to be your soulmate, and this is it for you, you will say,
This is
in
what I
my
used to do in the past.
I
but
was
I'm about
sexually
you.
fluid. But I'm about you, and I'm about monogamy, and I believe you're my soulmate for now, forevermore. This is where I am.
Facts.
But I want to let you know that in my past, this is what it was. So I
Yeah.
don't want later on, when you come around my family, someone says something. Or maybe
Yeah.
later on, some picture comes out. I don't want you to be blindsided. So I'm letting you know. But I am totally 100% committed to you. He didn't say that. He used, instead of him saying to her, just be a man and say to her, look, today I'm feeling you, but tomorrow I might feel somebody else. I don't feel committed to you like that. Kind of like what Mr. Chapman is doing. Instead of him just being a man and saying that, he brought his sexual fluid thing. You know what I'm saying? and brought it in here, because a lot of times when you go and you tell someone I am gay or I'm sexually fluid, the way the environment is now, or if you say to someone else too, I'm having mental problems, the way the environment is now, no one wants to even question you, because they don't want you to feel like they are anti that.
Right.
You understand? So it felt to me like he was using it as a trump card. It doesn't mean that it wasn't true, that he's not sexually fluid. But it just felt as though in this instance, he used it as a trump card to put it out there so that, to kind of cover really what he was saying. I'm not into you. I'm not about a monogamy right now. Today I'm feeling you, but tomorrow I'm going to feel somebody else. That I know for sure. This is not long term. Or I may want to, like you said, bring this into our bedroom.
Yeah. But also my thing is,
because people who are sexually fluid, that doesn't mean they're promiscuous. But that doesn't mean they're not about monogamy. So him doing all of that, just in a little gaslight.
Yeah, because you can be sexually fluid and be committed to one person solely.
Miss me with
like,
that.
That doesn't mean that you are completely undisciplined and that you want to just be all over the place for the rest of your life. Like, that's not what that's about. No. Like, you can be monogamous and be sexually fluid. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't sexually fluid people does not mean like, oh, I sleep with everybody. You might have slept with Tom, Dick, Harry, Jane, Shane, and Danica,
Jessica,
or whatever the case may be.
Exactly.
So.
But it was just he uses that, and that was my point.
And my thing
that was my point. And then you do it in a way so that you don't want her to say anything. You don't want her to call you out on your BS, because then you can say, oh, she's anti my sexual fluidity, and I don't understand why she's that. You just are disingenuous, Mr. Combs.
But my thing is, Nicole, this is my issue with you. Straight up. You see red flags, and you still proceed to let this man put his tongue down your throat.
I know.
And you saw the red flag with Chapman. You saw the red flag with this fool. And it's like you have no boundaries. No boundaries whatsoever. And it breaks my heart, because this is the courtship.
And then the thing is, he got her so good. You know how he got her so good?
No, he didn't, because you can see if you were listening instead of kissing, maybe you'll be able to see these things.
Get what she says to him. He got her so good. He used his little trump card. And then he got her so good for her to say right away, to really reassure him.
I want my kids to grow up like that.
I want my kids to grow up like that, and not, look down on anybody and stuff like that. And I don't want to be with my kids and not let them be who they want to be, and blah, 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 blah. But you didn't hear, you didn't hear him. Because what you should have asked him was this. You were in a courtship with me.
All she heard was
sexually
fluid.
And what I want to know is, are you monogamous? Am I your soulmate or not? Or are you confused about that? Because it has nothing to do with your sexual fluidity. Am I your soulmate or not? Are you not feeling it now? Or do you feel like you still got to be out there, or somebody else is out there for you? There should be no confusion about that. You can be sexually fluid until you're blue in the face. You can be sexually fluid. However, that has nothing to do with, are you committed to me? Are we seeing marriage after this, where you are forever committed to me? Because if I am with you and now I'm married to you, and you decide to go cheat with a man now, you just cheated. It has nothing to do with your sexual fluidity. It just means you just went to cheat.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be committed to me. See, she missed all that. And that's what he expected from her. And that's why he brought it out as a trump card, so that she don't call him out on his BS.
Facts. So you just played yourself. You continue to play yourself.
And then you kissed him. When that was done and he realized, I got you. Oh, okay. Let us French kiss now. Girl, bye. Listen, Mr. Combs, it's time for your... I cannot curse. Ooh, it's rubber.
Well, it's over now.
No, but not only that, we promised... That was one of the things we're going to say.
Do better.
We did. Because at the end of Ramadan, we always say, well, we're starting a new thing where we say, I stopped doing this.
I quit and this and I start this.
Right. So my quit was...
Well, both our quits
was
cussing.
Both of our quit was... We're going to stop cursing.
We don't see how long that lasts.
When I first came to this country, I never used to curse at all. Even the word shut up was a curse to me. It was
Yeah.
a curse word to me.
She ended a couple of friendships over that.
Yes, I ended up friendships for someone telling me to shut up. I will end a friendship over stuff like that.
Could be
Max,
years.
okay? Totally. So, but now it's like I was cursing like a sailor. I said I cannot continue to do this. It's too much. Anywho, but yeah, miss me with that. What else? Oh, and then they had the little dance thing, right?
Yeah.
And Mr. Holland, she told him that she sees him more. He says, I see you more than a friend, but I can't force you to love me. The sister was crying.
Oh, yeah, that was at the farewell
crying.
dance.
Yes, she was crying and all that stuff.
Oh, wait, did she put Chapman on the dance card?
I think what happened with Mr. Holland, who did she send upstairs? Mr. Marbury. She sent Mr. Marbury home. Thank God. The one who is for Tesla anyway.
Yeah.
She sent him home. And he was like, and he even admitted, he's like, I mean, when you don't feel it, you just don't feel it. And he was like, he wasn't there because his eyes was on Tessa.
Yeah.
And even Tessa, when he was leaving, she was just like this. She didn't look happy, but she didn't look sad either. Just like, I guess maybe they've already got in contact. Like,
I'm sure.
We're going to still be talking to each other.
I am sure.
That was that. And, but Mr. Holland, everyone came down, hugged him. He was crying.
He was too thirsty.
And she took him, I like the fact she took him out to the carriage, gave him the coat that he had worn on their date, the red coat.
First of all, I just want to say this.
And sent him on his way.
Look, if she did not, as a woman, it just wouldn't have looked right. Because he's the last black man going home. If you just sent him off, you have to do a special goodbye. Because he was the last brother there. Right. So, that's all that was. She wasn't checking for him. She said he was thirsty. He was putting too much effort in. And she wasn't checking for you. She was checking for Mr. Chapman and all the other red flags.
Red flags. Girl.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's why she did that.
Mr. Holland is a good brother. He actually reminds me of someone
He was too damn thirsty. And you had a child. I want nobody was checking for him.
Who was quite thirsty also with me. He actually looks just like someone who was quite thirsty. And you know something? I missed out on that person. Because that person was a really good person. He actually really was. And I'm sure one day, hopefully, maybe, when she'll look around and she'll see that it didn't work out with these fools up here. Hopefully she'll go for Mr. Hunter. But if she don't, girl, I don't know what's going to happen. So anyhow, that was it. They have 6 more people left. Right.
My thing is, I would like for us to get to a space where we go on these shows and we're not the only people that have kids. I think it was only the 2 brothers that had children. The rest of them had no kids.
Oh, you mean the men?
Yes.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like, let's be responsible with our weenies. Thank you very much.
But you never know. Maybe someone's, I don't know, maybe they were married, it did not work out.
He ain't talking about no marriage.
And, I don't know, allegedly.
Allegedly?
Although, you know something, I only use my allegedly when it comes to women, so they don't get no allegedly.
Yeah.
But, anywho, don't know what happened with that.
Yeah. But that was the courtship, y'all.
That was the courtship.
It is Mary.
And
thank y'all for watching.
This was a little feisty. And you guys get in those comments and let us know what you think.
Yes, honey.
And let me tell you, we actually did this courtship. I wrote down my notes like it was about a week ago. Like we wrote it. Well, no. But remember, like we watched it.
We wrote down the notes.
I wrote down all the notes and stuff like that. But
I
just was tired.
So exhausted. Just Ramadan.
Yeah,
like the last week of Ramadan is always really so hard.
It really was. It was it was tough. It was tough. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to disturb her because I wasn't fasting. And I was just like, let me not bother her. She was exhausted.
But we're back in action, y'all.
I know.
But please like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment
down below. Right.